Hello. So we continue with the advanced word processing tricky areas using the pre-online revision paper and its work files, associated work files. We're dealing this time in question 26 with online forms. So they're forms that we can create as editors, very simple forms, and we can send them out to people using Word to complete, almost like very simplistic questionnaires. So the question is broken down into three areas. So first of all, it's asking us to open up the file called holiday form and modify the number of participants so that only 1 to 4 is available. So we have to edit that area, existing. Then it wants us to change the form field to the right of the cost of trip, so it is displayed in euros and in 2 decimal places. And then finally, use a password holiday to restrict the form so that only filling in forms is allowed. So let's get on with this, and if you want to come along with. So here's our holiday form in our pre-online revision work files. Double click on it. And in the first instance, it's talking about the number of participants, and this is obviously, these are form fields. Remember, we can find these in our developer tab and in our legacy tools. So these are how they are created within the form. These already are existing, so in order to access them, we can either go to the properties there, we can right click properties, or we can double click on the properties, and that will bring up the area where we can edit. So in here you can see there's already a number of things in there, and it wants us to edit it so that, or modify it so that there's only 1 to 4. So that means it wants 5 removed and 6 removed, so it's still only now 1 to 4. So we could OK that, and that one's done. The next part of the question is to do with cost of trip, which is this field here. So it wants us to change the form field to the right of cost of trip so that it's displayed in euros and with 2 decimal places. So once again, we double click to access the text form field options. We change this to a number, and then we have to change the number format so that we have 2 decimal places. So we're going to use the hash key version, because that way people can type their individual information in. And we need to put a euro in here. So if you remember how to use a euro using your keyboard, you have Alt Great, which is right by your space bar, so Alt GR, and then you use the key 4, number 4, because you can see on there is actually a euro sign just alongside. So that will then make our format, when they type it in, into euros. So then we just OK on that. So we've done that part. Now we have to go back to restricting it so that people can fill the forms in when we send them out. So we click on restrict editing. We're only allowing this type of editing in the document, and then we have to drop down and we have to pick filling in forms. If we start to enforce the protection, then we need to use a password holiday that we've been given to restrict that editing, and then OK. And then you can see that when you've tried to use the form as a user rather than an editor, because it's protected from editing, you can actually use those forms and pick from anything that's available. Okay, so if I put some figures in here and I tab, then it will automatically turn into 2 decimal places and a euro. So that's question 26, using restricted editing and dealing with online sort of filling in forms and using the text form fields and then updating existing ones. Thank you.